Patient.
Oh, just in the game? Water, no ice, please.
Oh, he's a very popular kid. He gets lots of Snapchats. Jimmy. This is our star of the team. He shoots it pretty hard.
What can I say? I'm pretty good at water polo.
Nolan, this is a documentary and a lot of girls are going to see this, so what do you want to say to Honey?
This 4.0 deck is kind of nice. Which it is.
It was definitely I don't want to say it was a bad moment.
Once we got to the championship game, although we were excited, we wanted to kind of end the summer on this positive note, and we were playing them, one of the most talented teams, kind of coming through the ranks. That Stanford team, we tied them in regulation to 5-5. And we got to the second shooter, one of our best shooters, most reliable shooters, Ethan Shipman, and he got blocked. And we ended up losing the shootout. For us, a really tough pill to swallow, because what JO's confirmed was that we hadn't necessarily fixed the problem that we had identified from 2018 and then early in the summer, which was that we were inconsistent. And if you want to be a championship caliber team, you have to be consistent. It's so important, especially when we play in a playoff system, that if you lose one game, you're out.
Us 8 seniors going this season, we have literally the control to fix every mistake early on in the season, and I think a lot of us used it as motivation.
Everybody has good games, everyone has bad games. I'm trying to make my bad games what the coaching staff calls my baseline, the worst that I'm going to play. I'm trying to just raise that bar every day.
It sucks to see the coaching staff down, the other players down, but personally, I saw it as kind of a motivation, yeah, we lost, but hey, we have so much far ahead of us, and I'm not done yet, and I am going to do everything in my power to not feel this again, ever.
Let's stay out.
Yeah, something. No, don't put more. Bro.
These are broken.
Well, you pulled it more, and now it's useless.
Yo, Mott! Come fix this!
Well, he's definitely good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what do you think you guys are gonna meet? Yeah.
I'll text you.
Is he having a heart attack right now?
You get full zoom in on you right now. Yeah, he's stressed.
Oh, what's up, cheater?
Oh.
So on video, just so we get this very clear,
Right,
this
so
morning we ended weights
Fully.
where I was just watching, obviously because I don't work out.
Oh, you don't work out. Oh,
And
okay.
the finisher was 60 push-ups and 60 squats. So Christian bet me baseball game, or if you lost, you had to do 200 burpees. Christian's only finished 100 of his burpees, so you guys obviously know who the winner is. And it was by like 4 or 5 minutes.
It's funny because
Wait, you did burpees?
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to lock out your elbows on all your push-ups instead of cheating.
I mean, okay, so
It's funny.
even if I didn't lock out the push-ups, it was.
And I finished before you finished your other 20. Doing this is this is what you did the whole time.
I did.
It's your little movement.
It's so cute.
It's so funny. Sorry, I didn't know you cut corners all the time.
Hi, Christian. Are you going to the game today?
Yeah, actually I am.
Yes.
I transferred to Harvard-Westlake in 10th grade. And, you know, I came from this place where I was this huge fish in a small pond. And I came here and all of a sudden, like, there's all this talent on this team. And, like, everyone's really good. And I'm here, like, completely, like, don't know the system, learning, and, you know, but at the end of the day, I came here for Brian Flacks.
One of the most important things that I try to make sure I preach to our athletes in our program is that we're not necessarily concerned with winning or losing. There's no winning or, like, that is, the result has very little bearing on how we should feel about how we did. We should focus a lot more on how we performed and what that looks like. Like if we're basing ourselves off of wins and losses, we're gonna be really happy. We're gonna win a lot more than we're gonna lose here in this program. But that's setting the bar, in my opinion, way too low for this program. We should be focusing on performing to the best of our ability. So whether we're playing someone who is much more talented, much better than us, or someone that is much less talented and not as good as us, that has no effect on how I feel about we should play the game and what we should be doing.
We start during the water polo off-season.
Fashion sense on camera so we can get
Look at his.
the approval from.
You wear the same shirt every
fans.
day.
Look at this outfit. Guys, there's no way that's on purpose.
You wear the same thing every day. Your closet is just Wolverine shirts, black and red and white.
That's what mine is too.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, Christian.
Here it is.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Yeah, this is crazy. I beat everyone by 2 minutes. Yeah. If I did the full push-ups, I still would have beaten everyone by a minute or 2. I don't think that I was cutting it short, but there were claims that I was.
If you,
So I'm not admitting to
Sarah
doing it.
said to me, she goes, yeah, Brian won this morning, but he did like
Defenders coming around one.
not even push-ups.
By the way, I ended while Christian was still going with another 20 push-ups.
We're all best friends, like, and there's no denying that. Like at school, we all hang out with each other, we all joke around, and come to the pool, like the same thing. Like before practice, even with the coaches, we're all joking around. Everyone has a good time.
A 5-week break after the loss against Stanford allowed for rest and more training.
The easiest place is just to fall and shoot in your side. So if you just leave it a little bit and fall on your side every time. Does that make sense? It's so difficult. Look at the way he's leaning, but you're leaving it so open.
Brian's like, yeah, well, you didn't move your hips like that. I'm like, okay, but I scored, right?
And you should be constantly evaluating and reading that guy's eyes.
At some point, should I just come back and take away an advantage behind me? He's like, yeah, but you didn't move your hips right. Like, that's not correct. And I was just like, yeah, but we got the goal.
Being our X5 defender, we just don't have anyone there, and he's the guy that ends up shooting it. Because this guy's going to fill in the post. Yeah.
He'll find little things throughout that we could have done better.
People just end up like being super heavy and physical on you, you know? The only way to get them off you is I actually try to drive you open, but like this is just unacceptable.
And just try and get us to the highest possible level and closest to our potential that we can be.
I became a much better player under this process than I would be under any other process.
It definitely came to school because of Brian.
The way that he is as a person and a coach is like the primary reason why we're so successful.
I live an hour and a half away. I make the trek out every day. Brian is an unbelievable coach. In my opinion, he's the best high school coach in the country. I felt like no one else could push me to be a better player or to push me closest to my max potential than Brian.
All right, now let's start getting a little faster on these things, and they're gonna start picking up in terms of pace.
We're
one of the most disciplined teams out there. Everybody has their role and knows what their job is supposed to be at any given moment, and that's all because of the coaching.
But if you look back, 90% of the times the teams that win championships are the teams that are balanced, the teams that work together. Sometimes they may not be the most talented, but they work together, the chemistry. There's just strength in numbers, I guess.
You're all over that guy. Like, sometimes you actually want to be softer on those guys so they're not even thinking you're going to try to get the ball. Like, you're just kind of the two-post guy like there, and then the ball goes, and then I go for the ball.
Everybody's competitive. Everybody wants to win. But what Brian is competitive about is Brian is competitive about being competitive. And so he is always looking for a way to improve.
Ask Christian what my push-ups look like. I did an extra 20 because Christian. I mean, it was. Some people said it was incredible. That was the verbiage that was used. Such. That was not the way it was done at all. And I did 80 while everyone else was still done.
They were squatting.
I didn't have a vest. I did Christian weight. Hey, get a partner, get in front of goal.
Brian, no matter what he's done, is convinced that there is sort of no actual best yet, and that he can always improve and always get better.
What's going on out here?
Playing some backyard volleyball. We don't know the rules, and we're not keeping score, but we like to make fun of each other, and we messed up anyway. So
there you go.
Our team camaraderie is just, it's amazing. Like, I don't think I've ever been on a team that has been like a tighter knit team. And obviously I think since we have 8 seniors, we have amazing leadership at all times. Like, there's always someone in the pool that's able to calm us down and keep us together even when things are going bad.
They gave us a ton of problems this summer when we played them with Ryan and Pierce and Alex because they press super high lanes and they go in transition, and so they go high side every time, and so you ever turn the ball over, they're gone.
So every time you make a mistake, you're gonna get a goal.
What?
Every time you make a mistake, you're gonna get a goal.
Not every time, but a lot.
Yeah.
In Orange County, so you have to learn about Orange County right now. One of the crazy parts about being in different areas is that the referees have to see them every week, right? Olu, that they'll play, and it's the same referees. They only have to see us once a year, or whenever they ref us. So it becomes really difficult to win on the road. Was there an exclusion right before that? Was there an offensive right before that? What did the coach just say? All of those things take into account how susceptible you become to get excluded. And we have to eliminate bad, unnecessary exclusions. Me too.
Yeah, you're on?
Not today, but I lifted yesterday for the first time in 10 years.
A rainy day in Irvine, and a quick warm-up before facing Orange Lutheran.
Go, Jay!
For Harvard-Westlake, it was a disaster from the start.
Chris, George, Chris, all the way over.
With ease, Orange Lutheran jumped to a multi-goal lead.
Way out, Len. Len, push, he's way out, Len. Shipman! There you go.
The Wolverines' situation worsened by the minute.
I think we're known for one thing. We're known to be a defensive team. We've taken a lot of pride in that, and we showed up to Olu and they jumped on us early.
Hey, so one of the first things that we talked about is that if we turn the ball over, they're going to counter us. In 6 consecutive possessions, we turned the ball over 5 times. 5 times. 4 thrown balls away. 2 of them were yours, Nolan. 2 of them were yours, and then 1 offensive, and then the offensive foul. Can we just get a good? They have no one that can guard our centers. If you would just control your position. Can you stay on a post too? Can you just stop moving everywhere?
But Flacks rallied the offense, and the team brought the score within 1.
Chris, there's no X1.
A swing pass to Chris Kim.
Buckian.
And an easy corner shot.
Chris, Len.
But Orange Lutheran countered with yet another score. And capped off the half with 3 more unanswered goals.
Jay! That's embarrassing. And you don't even take an exclusion? We're down after the first quarter, we come back. EJ, Len, Chris Kim, you guys, we just need a competent player that's going to at least play defense.
The Wolverines began the second half fired up. By the start of the fourth quarter, Harvard-Westlake had tied the game, 12-12. With time expiring, Mott Stothart scored from point-blank range. It was a win for Harvard-Westlake, but only barely.
I think that was the most goals we've given up in my decade coaching here at Harvard-Westlake.
The Wolverines would have to do much better to win out the season.
So I'm responsible for all of their dryland training, as we would call it in water polo. It's like this puzzle for me, because every athlete comes in with their different physical limitations, mental limitations.
We spend about 5 hours a day with Brian and the coaches. So that's just the amount of time we spend with them.
My mind is still on thinking about the game or thinking about improvements.
For me, the film is really important because sometimes I'm in the water and I get corrected on something, but I have no clue what I did.
And you're shooting on me and you tell me where you're going to shoot the ball and when you're going to shoot the ball, I'm going to block the ball no matter what. That doesn't make the sport very difficult. We chart practice, we chart drills, we chart everything. We need data. Water polo is missing data so much, and we feel like we're the ones that need to collect this stuff.
That's honestly what I think takes our team to the next level, is how good our film is and the feedback that we get from the film. I think that's what takes us to the next level.
As one of the Mission League powerhouses, Harvard-Westlake would be in firm contention for the championship. But first, they had to get through Mater Dei. The Wolverines piled on the bus. Once all had been counted, the team began the long drive to Santa Ana. Mater Dei High School, an old rival of Harvard-Westlake, and an old rival of Brian Flacks.
If you know anything about Mater Dei, it's always tough to win there. Actually, kind of a crazy stat about that is we at Harvard-Westlake had never won at the Mater Dei pool ever. How do we respond? That will absolutely determine our outcome. And we have taught ourselves for a long time to respond inappropriately. We know that. Yes, especially when we get tired. When we get a 5-6, we have to get stops.
More than any other high school in my entire career, I've been at Mater Dei. By far. Yeah, I think it's just the old rivalry stuff still in me, where it was just always a bloodbath down here. Focus on the micro, focus on the 5 things that we talked about. Let's go.
Hey, let's go.
Hey, Nico, patience in the zone. Patience in the zone. Back to him.
The Wolverines opened up the scoring, but Mater Dei fired right back.
Nico, up! Hey, sir, he's hurt. Hey, he's hurt, man. Hey!
But play continued.
But he got hit, man.
One of the seniors, George, got kicked up high while swimming in transition.
Sir, when he was, I know. When he was going across, he got popped in the face.
Okay.
That's why he's.
Wait.
I know. But the guy was wide open because he got popped and he stopped swimming.
Okay. And I heard you saying he was hurt, but you're 3-on-2.
I know.
So, okay.
I know.
And then so
Kelly.
Once they got possession, I'm looking to see if I need to kill it, and then he started playing it. So, okay, I just want you to...
Are you okay? What happened?
But after further testing, he was deemed okay.
Sir.
But not allowed to re-enter.
Come here, walk with me. Come here, walk with me. Are you okay? I know you got hit on the first, right away, and you were upset about that.
I just got really sore after.
Okay. If you're not okay, you need to tell me, though. I won't be mad at you, I promise.
I feel fine.
Okay. Back, Christian!
That meant that the Wolverines would be playing without one of their best centers.
That far, dude. Nico, man, I don't know what you're doing. 5! That's fine. Left! One, watch one, shot. We get one stop and get out of the quarter. We had a great job this quarter, right? Let's go. Patience. Patience. One more.
Harvard-Westlake began to pull away, but Mater Dei would not go down easily.
Christian. 6 in.
But with a considerable lead heading into the fourth quarter, the Wolverines only needed to burn time off the clock.
Nolan, I don't care if you give him a goal. Stay away from someone. EJ, listen to me. EJ, look at me. Go get the middle guy,
The
go.
Wolverines stalled the game out, escaping Santa Ana with a solid win.
What's most rewarding for you as a coach?
Oh man, so funny. I get that question all the time, and what is the best, your favorite win? What is your favorite? And I know this is gonna sound cliche or, not true. And don't get me wrong, I love winning. Trust me, winning some of these championships, winning last year, winning in 2013-14, winning with the girls in 2012. There were so many. Those are absolutely up there, but I don't know if anything compares to things like seeing your kids graduate high school. I get dinner with almost all of my seniors after they graduate and get to just see them. Watching Ben Halleck walk out at opening ceremonies in 2016. Beyond that, there was a really great story about Ben where I went to his CIF banquet when he won Division I Player of the Year in 2015. We had lost that year. It was a tough year. Lost by 1 to Mater Dei in the final, and just watching him interact with other kids, and they were asking for his autographs, but watching how humble he was and polite, those are the most proud moments I have. Johnny Hooper calling me to tell me he got into Haas Business School at Cal. Hearing from the kids when they graduate, or them texting me after a big win in college, or going to watch them in their college games, or giving them hugs, when they win NCAA championships. Those things are just so much more important and fun for me. So again, watching them grow and turn into young, great men and women and those moments are a lot more fun than winning, I think.
A regular day at Harvard-Westlake, time for school.
You see that over there? It's over there. What is straight to the other side? What measure? It's my purgatory code, too, see? It's a big one. If anyone wants to go to Italy next year. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be graduating. That's true. So that'd be weird.
Yeah, they're not only fantastic water polo players, but they're great students. They're great just role models for our school and our program.
So now I have angle C. Tomorrow we are going to be solving for other triangles with this idea.
Game is nice. It still has the same density.
Wait, here's the moment you need.
You can't do that.
Okay, how can you be that?
Wait, one.
Wait, there's a station. I'm confused with the way they.
Chris, you guys win?
49 hours.
Serious?
I'm not done yet. I still have 4 more.
Go for JJ Watt.
Alex said she wants to
go to JJ Watt. Where's JJ Watt?
No,
Wow.
The Mater Dei game was kind of important, but the really important game was actually the Santa Margarita game, because we and it was a huge game for us, like just kind of momentum shifter. We had just lost to Newport. At that point, Newport had 3 losses. They had lost to Campo Lindo, and they lost to us twice. So we were feeling really good in terms of where we stood.
When I first started, Newport wasn't at the level that Harvard-Westlake was at, right when I took over the boys program. And so Harvard-Westlake, essentially, they were the bar, in my opinion, at the time, about 5 years ago. And so we were trying to chase that and trying to meet that. And over the previous years, like you mentioned, we've both been, I believe, the 2 pinnacle programs. And so naturally, there's going to be this competitiveness of who's going to be better.
Tournament seeding meant the Santa Margarita game was a must-win for the Wolverines.
We had a loss to Newport at homecoming, and we lost to Loyola at North-South. So we were then even with Newport in terms of losses. We had Santa Margarita on the road and then Loyola, and everyone was saying that we would have fallen to 2 or 3 if we had lost that game.
Number 10, Ethan Shipman. Number 12, Stacy Giller.
I mean, Stacy. I
don't know how you call it. As the game began, it became clear that Santa Margarita's defense could not withstand the Wolverines' high-scoring attack.
If you finished second, we were probably going to be matched up with like Olu and have to play Olu on the road in the first round. There was like some big time implications, and it's also just a really fun game because we played so freaking well.
Stay back, Chris. Go. Avakia. Got it. Good. Watch it. Defense, Jay. Jay, defense. Got it. Good. All the way in, Bob.
Once we got into Santa Margarita, like we could really feel like we were firing on all cylinders and that we were ready to go for playoffs. I mean, Santa Margarita, well coached, super talented team. After that, we were ready to go for playoffs.
I think a few things. Like one, I think just kind of going back through it, like it's been a long journey, right? We had 6 games in 3 days. We come back, we play Modern Day on Tuesday. I obviously know you guys are tired. We've been working really hard this week. But for all of you guys, I'm super proud of the effort that we put forth. I'm super proud of the mentality that we came into the game with. I mean, again, we just absolutely dominated. And it was consistent throughout the game. Okay. But what the next day and a half needs to look like, logistically. Packets, video, review, visualization, doing those things over and over and over and over and over again. Monday I'll be available for video because I've gotten all the video basically out to you. So if you want to, just let me know what time you want to come in on Monday. Monday will be light practice, and then Tuesday we win a championship.
Stacy. Come on, Stacy. Stacy.
The CIF rules permit you to train 18 hours a week, so we'll be at the maximum of that, right? Let's round up to 18 hours a week, 4 weeks in a month, like roughly 80 a month, 240, and that's just the base minimum, right? Like that's like not anywhere near what you think an athlete has to commit to just in terms of travel to and from games. Like these kids are super elite. I mean, we're talking about not only phenomenal water polo players, but phenomenal students, and their minds are kind of always going and always working, and that's what I think makes them really special. What not everyone gets to see, but my players know, and the people in my community and on my team know is how much I love and care about these kids. I hope that they find their passion similar to like how I found my passion, and I hope that they go for it and they, I tell them all the time, but I don't feel like I go to work. Like this is my favorite time of the day is being on deck with these kids. Like who gets to develop these relationships that last a lifetime, that are so much more deep and meaningful because you've had these amazing experiences with them. Like, in my opinion, just that isn't a sacrifice.
Like we want to gain advantages, but at minimum, right? At minimum, it gives us more time in the half court, and it allows us to release the ball and get the ball. Don't swim down the pool and then stop.
The Wolverines' next game would be against Modern Day, a Modern Day team that was beaten earlier this year and looking for revenge.
Congratulations!
A salvo of goals from Nico Tierney and Mats Stoddard put the Wolverines up big. The lead continued to grow.
Got a boy!
No, these for us.
No, it's just for me, Shay. Sorry. What kind are these?
I don't know, my mom made it. Pumpkin, I think.
No, I'm really proud of the way we performed tonight. That's simple, dude. I thought. I'm really proud of the way we prepared. The last few days of training has been awesome. You guys have clearly been bought in. You guys have done the things and made the adjustments necessary, and everyone I thought was lights out all the way around tonight. And I hope that moving forward in this journey, that you recognize very clearly what made us successful today. Was that you took time, the time that you needed to prepare yourself for the different situations that we were probably going to be in, and it made you really, really successful.
Do you guys have any questions? All right. 50 skate to double skate, and then a 50 skull, and you're gonna build to getting that lead hand out, and then spider to lunge. Everyone understands? Okay, controlled passing. Guys, after you guys are on my whistle, after that you have the ball here and you're diving left and right each time. Gotta do a little leg work while they're going. Chris, what are you doing, man? Got it. Sorry, hold up. So, it's only right-hander until I blow the whistle, then you'll switch. So, over right, left, block. Kick back, other hip, up left, stroke through, block. Does that make sense? Rotate. Lefties now. Hey, back to the original. In sports, but in life in general, in any given situation, there are all of these variables that influence the outcome of the next event. And it's your job as a coach to put your team in a position that you can control as many of those variables so the outcome goes your way.
He's always asking me, what can I do better? And that's just an incredible trait for a leader, because he doesn't think he has all the answers.
One of my favorite stories with Tyler of all time. This is like just kind of sums up our relationship. I am 24 at the time in my first ever CIF championship game. So I remember being so nervous, and we were playing Modern Day, that same team that had won 105 consecutive games, and we were playing them in the finals. And they had this goalie, McQuinn Barron, who ends up being the Olympic goalie. He's 6'7", 6'8", unbelievable player. Really tough to score on. It seemed like blocked everything that was thrown at him. And Tyler turns to me.
I said, Brian, what do you think if we just, it's possible we just don't score today?
What happens if we don't score today?
It could be 10-0. And, it was probably the least, and he just started laughing.
I just burst out laughing. It completely shifted my mind. Went into the team huddle and just remembered, okay, forget the last 3 quarters. It's now time about winning this first possession. How can we win the sprint and then win this, whatever we're going to do next, and kind of go from there.
The day before the semifinal game, practice again.
How many times have you not rather hope? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, Jake. Omni Sport timing console.
Hundreds of people gathered at Willett Aquatic Center for what promised to be an action-packed semifinal of water polo heavyweights. Today, it would be Harvard-Westlake facing HB, Huntington Beach.
That's all I got, guys. I hope that you have the last time of your life. You've worked so freaking hard for a really long time to be here tonight, and that's what it's about. It's about taking one possession at a time, one single event at a time.
From all we know this is our championship game right now. This is our last guaranteed game right now. And I really want to win 2 more practices with you guys. I know, I just feel like we've been given the tools and we're also using the tools.
We play them at 7 p.m. in Irvine at the Willett Aquatic Center, their backyard. The stands are packed with Huntington Beach fans, and they gave us a ton of problems.
Wait!
The Wolverines opened up the scoring with 2 quick volleys. But HB's zone defense started to blunt the Wolverines' attack.
They're gonna run just insane zones on us. Defy! Go that way! 2!
They came out into really heavy, deep zones. They were incredibly athletic.
Hey, they're gonna go. So what they've been doing on us is they go back across and they leave chase there. Does that make sense?
A quick defensive adjustment by Flacks allowed the Wolverines to counter quickly.
Chip in. We're gonna have the block in a second. Chip in, step in. Patience, we're gonna have the block. Wait, right side. Right. You're gonna have it. Patience, good.
By the middle of the third quarter, Huntington Beach had found an offensive rhythm.
Where are you going? I can go to it.
But with their backs pinned against the wall, a laser from Ethan Shipman found the top right corner. And then a skip shot from Nico Tierney found the top left.
Hey! Stop! Hey!
The team answered Flax's call for a defensive stop.
Right! You got it!
And responded with a blazing backhand from George Karras.
Back to him! Attack back to him!
Who found the net again with an off-balance rip.
Right! Move left, Shimon!
George Avakian scored from point-blank range.
Ball goes inside. Yeah! Hey, left, left. Look at mine!
And Mott Stoddard closed the door with a shot from 2 meters.
Wow, not pretty.
Harvard-Westlake would advance to the finals.
Hey, I just want to be really simple tonight because I want you guys to get home and rest, and that's because we won, and that's huge. That's big time. Congratulations. I'm so freaking proud of the group, and I think the way we did it is super important. I can honestly say that what a resilient group, what a resilient fourth quarter. We weren't playing well. Mott with a big goal at the end of the third quarter. George Karras, and I know we can all see your laugh, but I think everyone in here has noticed the complete 180 in your mentality change and your demeanor and training and the way you've been focused, and it came through in the biggest moments tonight. So I'm really proud of that because that was big time, dude. But there are a lot of those moments with all of you guys. You guys all came through in the fourth quarter, and I know you're nervous to start, but it shows the toughness in all of you. And now we get another crack at Newport on Saturday.
We play Wednesday night at 7 p.m. The kids get home at 10 or 11 o'clock at night after playing in a big semifinal game, and we have, a day and a half to prepare for one of the best teams in the United States.
That's absolutely.
I'm just out here grubbing my guy. Let me be.
Is that falafel?
Yeah, that's for,
that was for Christian.
That's for Christian.
Falafel?
Why?
What?
Because he's vegan.
Oh, I thought you said Christian Pay. Oh, I was like, Christian is not.
Dude, look at all these fruit snack flavors. We don't miss.
It was.
Oh my God.
In order to be in this program, you need to be disciplined, tough, smart. You need to grind your ass off. And that's the same thing in life. And this program and this water polo program teaches you how to be a good water polo player and use those same morals to be a good person later in life.
Reg.
Oh, no,
Hey, Avok, I didn't use the garlic last time. Should I use it this time? Should I use the garlic one? Dude, this is the best chocolate milk I've ever had.
So water polo, coming from here, makes me who I am. It basically it defines me. And like, I love water polo so much because of the commitment I've put in, the team. Like, it's amazing. I would never give it up.
I can't wait to see Harris tomorrow use all of his energy.
It's gonna be like a tidal wave.
The last 30 seconds of tomorrow's game will be insane. It will be insane. What were you doing? I was yelling, swing it.
Swing it! Swing it!
I heard you.
Swing it! Wait a second, Brian. Middle finger. Hey, something that will happen to you, and I can tell you this right now. And I've had this, honestly, this experience a lot this past year, just because I've got some pretty cool experiences coaching. Is that, like, you will be nervous tomorrow, and there's like two ways to act. Like, there's a part of me that hates being nervous, right? It's the worst feeling. I like knots in my stomach. I'm anxious, and then I try to reframe it, and I'm absolutely dead serious that you should really appreciate that you care about something and you're so invested in something in your life that you care that much to be nervous about. It's a pretty cool thing. A lot of people don't ever get that type of feeling on a daily basis. You know, they don't have something that's that important and they care that much about that they get to do with their friends. So, like, really try to appreciate, like, everything that you do tomorrow, because you'll be nervous, and so, like, appreciate the meal that you eat in the morning and how that feels. And then get what you need in. Everyone needs something a little bit different. Cool? All right, boys. I'm super proud of you guys and everything you guys done, and I look forward to going to battle with you guys one more time tomorrow. I do genuinely love this group, and I know how much I'll miss them when they're gone. So I try not to think about too far in the future where I have to see them go and not be a part of the program and kind of go on and do other things. But obviously, these 8 seniors and the career that they've had they've come at a time in Harvard-Westlake water polo history where it's been one of the best ever. And they clearly have contributed more than just the water polo and their talent there. A lot of other attributes to this program that are really tough to find and replace.
Early evening at Willett. Perfect weather for top-tier water polo. As the Wolverines warmed up, the fans trickled into the stands.
They're so difficult to defend because they're so balanced. They have unbelievable centers. They have 2 fantastic left-handers. On the right side are actually three left-handers. And their balance is what makes them really, really difficult. And then you throw in that they have a phenomenal goalie in Blake Jackson, and not only, you know, a phenomenal goalie, but a big-time player. Like the last year, he held us to 5 goals.
Hey, just win this. Great. Hey, that's over. Let's just do this.
If there's a defining moment in Ethan Shipman's career, it's him missing that penalty shot and then coming back and playing in that same pool. Fast forward to the first shot against Newport in CIF finals.
As the Wolverines spread out, Flacks saw a hole develop in the Newport defense.
Got him!
Ethan Shipman was only single covered on the post. Shipman drew a foul and fired a changeup that caught Newport off guard. Nolan deflected the Newport counter.
Left, Mott left. You got him! Jack!
And Mott Stoddart converted from tight left. The Wolverines ended the first quarter up by 2 and scored again halfway through the second quarter. A 6-on-5 advantage had Newport on the board.
Up Terrace! Move left, Mott!
But the Wolverines countered with a left side skip shot from Nico Tierney.
One stop.
Newport found an opening at set and cut the Wolverines' lead by 1.
Christian needs to come all the way in.
A Harvard mistake gave the ball back to Newport on the counterattack.
Hey, back! Close!
But a clutch double block from Nolan let the Wolverines set up the counterattack.
Hey, we're up! Hey, Nolan! Wait, Nolan! Right! Weed! Jimmy!
But George Karras decided to take matters into his own hands.
One stop. Hey!
Down by 3, Newport regrouped during halftime and immediately attacked the Wolverine defense.
At the buzzer.
Go, George.
Nolan.
Hey, we're gonna work for George.
Newport's presented with
Jay!
5 right here.
Inside of 2 here.
On the ensuing possession, Newport scored on a laser from the field.
Normal. 1, 3, 4. Chris!
And again from a surprise shot.
Hey.
All of a sudden, they came out in the third quarter and they started to get a little hot. And before we knew it, it was a 1-goal game.
But a Newport error on offense gave the ball back to the Wolverines.
You!
And on the ensuing counterattack, Shea Gallarn scored a momentum-swinging goal. Down by 2 scores with 30 seconds left, it was unlikely that Newport would come back.
Hey, we have 30 seconds.
As the buzzer sounded, the Wolverines needed no invitation to celebrate. With the entire team in the water, coaching staff and all, the Wolverines could finally enjoy a season's worth of hard work. The Wolverines were presented with the CIF Championship plaque. And finally, with all the seniors together, the team enjoyed one last dance.
Hey, look, I don't even have words. I absolutely adore you kids. You guys have, at every time that it's gotten tough, like been a little bit better and better and better. But tonight, the performance out there was insane. That was incredible. With all of the things that happened, you guys are remarkable. You guys are going to go on to achieve some many great things as individuals. But this team was really special, and I'm just proud of you kids. And I hope every one of those tough moments along the way, those roller coaster rides, was worth it. It was worth it for this moment. Enjoy this because we worked really damn hard to be here.
Shake and bake. I want to give it a kiss. Nice job, boys.
I'm actually eating it.
Hey guys, bring it over.
If I would describe Brian, it'd be he never loses hope. Even though it might seem like it from the outside, us, like at least me, as a senior who's worked with him for 4 years, like he never loses hope. Just to see that success of like everyone jumping in and celebrating with him and seeing like that the hugest smile on his face just like satisfies me. I mean, one, like I will miss I don't know, the the bonds I've made and like the family, obviously like what this program has like shaped me into and like what it has given me like is something I can't just give you a list of things and like That's right. Let me rephrase this.
My sophomore year, I was having a really rough time. It was really hard for me. School was crashing down, personal problems, family issues, and I was kind of having like a mental breakdown, and I was just like freaking out. And I talked to Brian, and then I sat there in Brian's office, and we talked for like an hour and a half, and he really helped me through it. Like, Brian's not like any other coach out there. Like, he really cares. Like, he loves you like family. Like, he cares about you. And I mean, I sat there in his office, and I literally cried, and like, I look at Brian like a father figure. Like, he's one of my closest people.
I don't know, Brian's kind of been like a father figure to me. It's unreal for everything he's given me and like the lessons he's taught me. He's given me life lessons that I will remember and pass down to my children one day. I would consider him the best coach ever in the whole world.
It's really important they know that no matter how much I do for them, they have always given me a lot more.